Let's have an ode to 1447. Hey, what's up everybody? It's your dude Black Hat here, and we are back at the captain's house. Oh captain, my captain!
Oh captain, my captain.
A lot's been happening with Darren for the last couple years. Some changes have gone afoot, as you can see behind me. So we're here to talk to Darren about it and go over this new thing. It's got a history, he says. Hi, Pally.
Hi, it's me.
How are you?
Doing well, how are you?
Some things have happened in the last couple years with you.
Yeah, done
Yeah.
some stuff. It wasn't like a couple years, it's only been like 6 months. Shooting from the hip over here still.
Oh, jeez. Let's have an ode to 1447.
after that nice piece, thank you for whoever edited that together. That was really nice. Yeah, honestly, I just after we rebuilt the truck, it was purpose built. Like before, it was always a Prerunner that kind of turned into a race truck, and then we had fun. It was like kind of cool to do a dual purpose thing. It was still challenging as a 1450 truck to race it in 1450, and really after we rebuilt it, it was perfect. There wasn't anything left to do to it. It really had kind of peaked out, and I didn't have any much to do to it anymore. And I don't know if it doesn't make sense to a lot of people, but I got bored with it in a sense. Like I just it was a perfect race truck. KDM had the suspension absolutely dialed. It had great power. It was perfectly balanced. Like the way that Eric and I rebuilt the truck, it was just it was really well sorted with the parts and everything to where it just did exactly what it was supposed to do as a race truck. The problem was there's not much 1450 racing to be had. We kind of got to the point where I felt like I was just beating my head against the wall. You got the Eisenhowers. Chris would show up every once in a while, and that would be a blast. Vince Munoz, he'd be there, and he'd be a good challenge sometimes. But realistically, in the last 5 years I raced that truck, I won almost every single race. So it was the point where I felt as if I was bullying the class. And I remember being a racer. I remember being 14 years ago, going out to my first races with that truck and just having that chip on my shoulder where I wanted to take out the top guys, and then they kept on like winning or doing well, and it made me not like them. And I felt like I was getting to that point where I was creating a lot of animosity.
It feels like a bag of sand.
Bag of sand?
So I started racing trophy truck, and what I found racing trophy truck was that I'm spending trophy truck expenses to race a 93 Ford Ranger.
Right.
And again, it's cool. Like, hell yeah, I get to go race trophy truck in my 1450 truck. And I got to pick on these top dogs, and it was a lot of fun. I had some good racing. One race out here that I am still pissed about because I freaking always wanted to get an overall race win. All I ever wanted was an overall race win in that truck, and I crossed that finish line first place last year, and I'm like, I got it. I got that overall race win, and freaking 23 seconds later, the second place physical truck comes in and beats me by 17 seconds on corrected time. I was like, are you kidding me? So
And that was the final straw.
I was the straw that broke the camel's back.
I guess you could have said like
That was it.
I don't know, but then I went to King of the Hammers. I love that race. It is a complete shit show. There's no other way to describe it. The race is an absolute mess from top to bottom. Fans are freaking chaos. They're everywhere, and it's just that there's an attraction to it that I love. I love the chaos of it, and I wanted to go there and race trophy truck and run 1450. The year before, I'd won the 1450 desert race, but I got third place in the rush. So I wanted to win the rush this year. Mm-hmm. So raced day one and won the rush. And there was kind of a moment there because I won the rush and I got to the finish line. I'm like, all right, we got it. We won. And like 5 minutes later, Ducky comes across the finish line.
Oh, shit.
I'm like, sick. I just beat a 15-year-old kid by 5 minutes.
Right.
Again, I was like, all right, well, that's it. That's it for that. I'm pretty much done. One part of that was cool, though, is our 1450 race was our qualifier for the trophy truck race the next day.
Right.
And I did end up qualifying 7th in trophy truck during my race. So I had to pass. I passed 11 trucks and still got 7th place qualifying position for Sunday's race. So we went out on Sunday and ran a clean race, lost third gear partially through the day, but still ran in the top 5 all day long, and then ultimately lost to some course workers getting on course, and
Oh, yeah, I remember
that
that.
whole thing, yeah.
This isn't right. Hey, but the cage looks really good.
Your time with you building that truck and having the Ranger and it being 1447 OMG, its time had come up. It's ran its course.
As far as
It's
a
time to
1450
pivot.
truck,
Right.
and then so like, oh, okay, well, let's pull it back a little bit. Let's go out and cruise around out in the desert. I went out here on one evening with every single light on, my buggy whips, everything. Had a UTV drive up under me at like 45 miles an hour, head on. I'm like, I almost killed these people. It wasn't anyone's fault. It was just a blind corner or blind curve and peak that this person came around the corner. He didn't see my lights for some reason. Obviously, I'm not going to see a UTV's lights. And he just drove up under the truck and almost killed his wife. And I'm just like, so it's not a comfortable cruiser.
Right.
I'm over racing it. The thought was, and I've said it 100 times, is if I found someone that wanted to race it, it would be interesting to pass it on and hopefully have another legacy of racing in that truck. So that was the thought. And it wasn't like I thought of that, and 3 weeks later, someone hit me up wanting it. They live up in Wyoming. They wanted to take it up there, run the YORR, Your Racing Series, with it. And then after they got their feet wet, come down and race the Mint 400. They wanted to buy a race-winning 1450 truck for the Mint 400. And truly, I can't think of a better truck for that course.
Yeah, 100%.
It's dialed for that, which is very similar to our course out here, which is what it grew up in. So that's what I really know well, and I know that that truck will absolutely kill it on that course. They bought it complete with trailer, with spares, with fuel cans, wheels, tires, race suits, helmets, everything race related.
Right on.
And I sold them a truck that they could go win a race in the next weekend, and they took it to a race the next weekend, and they qualified first, set fastest lap, and won the race overall. So
Nice.
I was like, perfect.
Yeah,
We're good.
That worked out great.
That worked out great. We're done.
Well, not to mention at that point, the truck was probably feeling some sort of animosity or some anger towards Darren, was trying to kill himself and other people in UTVs at that point. You know what I mean? So
Right. It needed to go somewhere else and live another race life, because that's what it wanted to do. Was it
like,
wanted
okay, you want to just cruise with me here? How about this, pal?
it wants to be a race truck. It wants to go fast. It's what it's meant to do. That's what it was built to do when it was rebuilt. One of the biggest things that made it that way was the fact that I sat in the extended cab. So if you think of sitting in an extended cab, your vision is like the B pillars right here. And you can't see anything besides the windshield, which is out here. So you have no peripheral vision whatsoever. It was very dangerous to drive around casually. So anyways, it's gone.
It's gone.
It's gone.
You got any mementos from that thing? I see a couple of things back here.
I know. I tried to dig up some stuff real quick. I think I got a rear fender over there in my other shed, and then I got that one. I got a front fender over here. I plan on making it like an entire memorial
memorial, like a memorial wall.
Sure.
Yeah.
Of all the different eras, because I've kept the bedside from each era of the truck. Anyways, I got all the different racing series. I think I have like 7 or 8. So I would like to make like a wall in here with that.
That'd be cool.
Blake whipped me up that bitchin' LED sign with Illuminate CD that's going to go up there as well.
Okay, right on. Yeah.
That said, I've been asked 100 times, do you miss it? No, I don't.
Well, I do.
I don't miss it. It's gone. We had a great time. It did what it was supposed to do, and it's crazy to have a 93 Ford Ranger kind of semi-define your adult life. But here we are, and it's gone, and I don't regret selling it. I'm glad that it's moved on, and I'm glad they're having fun with it. They even want me to help them race it, they've mentioned, like as in drive with it, and I don't even know if I want to do that, because I'm just pretty well done with it.
Yeah, you've had your time.
Yeah, for sure.
You've had your time. But you also built a Gladiator in that time, pretty cool one, by the way.
Yeah, thanks.
And that one's not here either. So what happened to that thing?
So I honestly, the whole reason why I built the Gladiator is because they're stupid.
Yeah, that's pretty true. That's true, and yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. That's pretty true.
And thought it's a Jeep, it's underpowered, it's a truck, it doesn't make sense. I grew up with Jeeps. I've always liked Jeeps. Not a big Jeep guy.
Explain yourself.
I wanted to cross the bridge with the Gladiator and make it cool, because I thought, hey, I could see that being a Prerunner. I had a few friends that were into the idea and pushing me to do it, so I took it and jammed up the suspension, gave it a bunch more up travel than they were designed to have, with Curry axles and all the good King shocks and everything, and got it 3 shocks a corner package on it, and like an actual desert style 4-link in the back, and it was really crazy. I mean, James can attest to it. As Circle Pit, we're out there and we're going through literal Lucerne race whoops, 4-foot race whoops at like 65, 70 miles an hour, and my 3-year-old's in the back seat eating cherry tomatoes, and she's like looks over at James in the middle seat with his camera trying to like selfie cord, and she just takes like one of her cherry tomatoes over and looks at him and hands it to him. But it was a 139-inch wheelbase, so it was very long.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed having that thing. It's crazy. I didn't actually really want to sell it, especially after selling the race truck. I was like, man, I'm just gonna probably keep this one now. And then I came home Sunday from selling the race truck, and this guy came into my DMs on Monday and asked me if I still had it and if he could come check it out. And I'm like, sure. And he literally showed up and bought it that day. And I'm like, oh crap. But I told myself, I'm gonna put it up for sale for 1 month.
Yeah.
And it was always something that I built with the thought of, I'm going to use this thing for a little while, market it, and then I'm going to sell it and make a couple bucks on the entire thing and move on with my life.
Right.
So I've said 1 month. I was at the 3-week point when I sold 1447, and this dude just showed up and bought it. And what I was going to do is it just needed a bigger engine. It was everything was there, but it just didn't have enough nuts. Even with the supercharger on it, it did well, but it just didn't have enough. It needed that factor. So now the process of replacing that has actually been pretty difficult because it was very versatile, and the family was tore up. They were over the race truck. They were done with the race truck. Get that thing out of here.
Yeah,
We're
there's
sick
no
of you.
room. It's loud.
We're sick of working on it.
Yeah.
And it's
Costs a lot of
2-seater.
money, yeah.
We can't ride in it. There's no fun in it for us. Get it out of here. But the Gladiator going away, they were like, what the hell are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know either.
We're rolling dice over here.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we're doing. So
Well, so that brings us to current day. So you've at least replaced one of the vehicles
yeah,
with a nice big girl over here.
it is truly like my hot rod.
All right, inside. Whoa, look at these things.
2 chassis, front to rear, no frame rail. 4.5 3.0 combo. Even though this truck isn't going to be used, it might be used just as aggressively, but